Wow, it seems like I'm on here like all day long today. Welcome to Echo Art with Carmella-T. If you are new to the program, we create with all recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. And it's our way to give the earth a little hug. We do many, many, many different projects on this channel. We primarily focus a lot on Boro Sashiko inspired, and I will be continuing that project and sharing that with you. Probably, if not today, definitely by tomorrow. The next couple of days will be Boro inspired projects because I'm working on those pieces. Today, I wanted to come back on. Today's a crochet day. Some days are like that, and I just love those days because they're just nice and relaxing. So for those of you who are interested, oh, let me just say this. For those of you who are coming back to the channel, thank you so much. So we're approaching and have hit like 2,000 subscribers, which is really wonderful for such a little channel. So I thank you for that and appreciate you with your interest. And I noticed some of the videos that are really helpful to crocheters are different ways to decrease and increase and do different things that you may not think about. So, or think that you can do, let's put it that way. So the Tunisian crochet, so this is something that got my interest long ago, and I have just fallen into many of the more common stitches where I can just fluidly move. So the Tunisian crocheting is so interesting to me, and I love it because it is it reminds me of knitting, only I don't believe it is knitting. But for those of you coming back again, thank you so much for coming back. So if you like the any of the videos, click on like and subscribe. It's free, and just join us. And I love to hear from you. I love to hear different little things that you're doing. So right now I'm just going to make a chain, just a chain of like 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to do 10. This is a Tunisian crochet hook, which is really just a regular crochet hook. It's just longer. You can get these, they're not too expensive at the regular hobby shop. I got mine at the thrift shop. So what I'm going to do, and what I like to do with Tunisian, is do a row, do the chain, and then just do a row of the single crochet, and it helps make the rows a little more substantial. Now, Tunisian, I was really into Tunisian for a while. I personally was doing it on my regular crochet hooks, and I was using lightweight yarn. It's a very, it's much easier on a larger hook. But here right now, I'm just doing regular. I just did a chain of like 10, and now I'm just doing regular single crochet, just a row of single crochet. So you can do you can do various, so let me just say it like this. You can use a Tunisian stitch for like 1 row, 2 rows of whatever it is you're doing. You don't have to do the entire piece in Tunisian crochet. You can do, you can go back and forth with this type of stitching. Now, I was looking to revamp on this, and I found a YouTuber, and I really liked her. I'm going to tell you her name. She does beautiful work. She's very expert at how she presents it. And I watched her for revamping, but a couple things. So her name is Natasha, and I really like her. Shout out to Natasha, YouTuber. She has a lot of videos on Tunisian. But this is the thing for me. With the Tunisian stitch, when I would use the Tunisian stitch, I would use it within a lot of intuitive or making a blanket and just do a couple of rows. For me, it takes practice to do the Tunisian because, and you're going to see why in a minute. So this is what we're going to do. I always got mixed up with Tunisian because it just wasn't doing like chains like I was used to. But this is how you do Tunisian. So now you've done your row here. Whoops, let me just get this round. So you're going to go simply into the, let me just show you these first. This is what Tunisian is going to end up looking like. I just did a couple little patches. It's just a stitch. Okay, so we're just going to go into the first stitch and pull up a yarn. Now, I like Natasha because she says, she does the whole thing, and then she says, it should look something like this. And I really love that kind of teaching because a lot of times you do miss stitches, but all you're doing technically is going in and pulling up loops. It's so simple. You're like, what, did I just like really do that? Is that like all I'm doing? But like she says, let me go back because you have to give it some height. That's the important thing with the Tunisian. And I like Natasha because she's emphasizing that as she's teaching it. So you're just going through each stitch. You're giving it some height. Like that. You see how I'm just going through each stitch? And she talks about going through the front post or the back post of the stitch. You go through the back post. I work a lot with the back post. So I like the long hook because it does just let everything sit there. Okay. But this for me hasn't been, but now that I see Natasha's channel, I may think a little differently. But for me, the Tunisian stitch has always been a stitch that I use when I'm doing a row I want to be a little different. So it hasn't been one of my primary, but I do love it, and I could very easily make it a primary. So now we're at the end of the row, and what you're going to do, oh wait, let me make sure I'm at the end. Make sure you've got all your stitches. Yes, that's the last stitch. You can see it right there. Okay, so now what you're going to do is just wrap your yarn around, pull through once first. Okay, and then you're going to wrap around and you're going to pull through 2 loops. Wrap around, pull through 2 loops. This is how it's like knitting to me. And I do know how to knit. So I think that's why I really truly love this right now. I did knit for about 6 months and I got knitter's elbow. So you're just pulling through 2 all the way, whoops, to the end. That's all you're doing. Okay, that's your first row. Okay, Tunisian. Now, you're going to simply, you're not going to do any chains, anything like that. You're simply going to, let me see if I can turn this around. I don't know if I can show you this. See this, let me put this down because I want to show you what I'm doing. You see the first post? See it right here? The first stitch, second stitch, second stitch. We're going right underneath those yarn loops, so to speak. Okay? So I'm going right under the first one, and I'm pulling up. Trying to, hold on a second. It's not letting me pull it. Oh, that's because, guess what? Hello, Carmella. I'm probably getting a little tired here, yeah. So you go through the next loop. I guess I can show you like that. Pull through, yarn. The next loop. Pull through, yarn. Okay, and you're going to do that for each of the loops all the way across. And your loops are right in front of you there, very easy to see. It's just, that's what I love about it. It's almost, kind of reminds me almost of the puff stitch, because you're just kind of pulling the yarn up. You really, really are. But on my last one, I did this. I was playing around with it. She was giving a different stitch, like a different way to do it, and I did it the different way than the way I knew how, and it came out, in my opinion, uneven. So I didn't like that. So I'm going to stay with kind of the way I know. But it was just because I don't know her way. So I'm going to make sure, you just got to make sure you're going through, whoopsie, I skipped a loop. Go through your loops, pull up. And the thing I liked about Natasha too is she's, which I just didn't do here, but she emphasizes to pull up, you know, and you should. That is, when I first learned Tunisian, that was my big thing. Like, because I saw a Tunisian, so this to me, I'm not revamped fully yet, but I'm teaching you because I want to revamp, and I'm bringing you with me. So this is the thing. The Tunisian, I swear, it was easily 2 inches high, the stitches. I had seen a Tunisian blanket. I had worked on I was learning Tunisian, and I loved it. So the blanket that I saw was very lightweight yarn, and that is really where I'm going to be heading with my projects. I'm using a heavier weight because she used a heavier weight, and I don't have a lot of yarn right now, and I'm not really pulling this up like I'd like to. I just want to make sure I got, okay, I did get all of them. So now we're at the end. So put the yarn over, pull through 1. Okay, put the yarn over, pull through. This is just the stitch. This is not a pattern. Pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. It's just a row. Yarn over, pull through 2. So you're going to put the yarn over and just pull through 2 all of the way. You see what I'm saying? You see how easy that is, guys? And it is. It's like knitting. I'm not kidding you right now. What it looks like, the projects, the pieces, they come out like knitting. Okay, and you do that all the way to the end. Okay, so now we're at the end. Let me just show you. Now, to go back, I just want to show you. See your little posts? Well, I'll do it like this. Don't do yarn over or anything. Just take your Tunisian crochet hook or your crochet hook. Go under the first loop. Go under the first loop. See it? Yarn over, pull it through. Go under the first loop, pull it through. Go under the next loop, pull your loop up. Go under the next loop, pull it up. Now I'm getting some height. That makes me happy. It's practice. It's all practice. When I did this long ago, I did much, much better than I feel I'm doing today. The thing of it is, it's not difficult to do. The steps, there's only a couple of steps, but I'm just going to summarize them for you in about 2 seconds. So you kind of get, because as you know, I'm a conceptual, intuitive, creative crocheter. You know what I mean? Oh, look, I skipped a loop. I did. Oh no, did I? No, I guess I didn't. It looked like I did. Okay, so now I've got all my loops sitting on my little crochet. Kind of looks like a little knitting. Oh, I did miss. See, this is how you can tell you miss. Look. I mean, that should be right here. That's a loop. Okay. So now I'm going to wrap my yarn around, pull through one. Wrap my yarn around, pull through. I'm telling you, it's like knitting. Pull through two. Wrap your yarn around, pull through two. You know, it's hard for me to see this for some reason. I can see these much better. I'll have to get a new Tunisian, not a new one, but, well, if I find one, I could find one at that art and supply flea market coming up. So anyway, you're just going to put the, oops, make sure, put the yarn over and pull through two. I don't know if I did that right there. Yarn over, pull through two. I'll be able to tell because you'll be able to see your stitches kind of maybe not perfect. Yarn over, pull through two. So I'm just going to put this down for a second. Yeah, I mean, that looks okay. Let me turn it this way. Can you see the pretty Tunisian stitches starting to come into play? And this is what this side looks like. Those are your rows. Those are your Tunisian stitches. So you go on like this. This is how you do it. This is how easy it is. So I'm going to talk to you about this in a minute right now. Actually now. So for those of you with a little experience in the crocheting, this will come to you easily. It could come to you easily if you're a beginner, because learning your Tunisian stitch at the beginning, you're learning a whole kind of unique set of stitches. But basically what you're doing, you don't even have to do a row of single crochet. I personally do more than that, but a YouTuber did just one row, and I'm like, okay. But it's just basically as you're going, well, let's just do another row. There's no chains here. There's no anything like your double crochet or single crochet or anything like that, okay? You're just taking your crochet hook, putting it through the loop and pulling yarn up. Putting it through the next loop, pulling yarn up. Putting it through the next little loop, whoops, pulling yarn up. I pulled the loop up there. And you do that for the entire row. Look, that's all you do. Okay, that, what do they call this? I don't like to confuse you, but the words that they use, the terminology they use with Tunisian is unique also. They call these passes and return passes. They call them forward passes and return passes. I don't really like, it might help you kind of memorize because it's like, okay, Tunisian is unique, but you don't have to call it passes. I don't care to call it passes. I think I skipped one again. But I just want to show you. Look how it looks like knitting. Do you see? Come on now. So, anyway, so now that you pulled all your little loops up, you're going to, for the first one, you're going to wrap it around, pull it through the very first one. So think of that kind of like at the end of every row when you're crocheting anyway. You got to do a chain and turn. That's kind of your chain and turn, and they don't say it like that, but that's truly what that is. Okay? So now, and they don't say it like that because it's just kind of like an ongoing loopy pulling through. So now wrap your yarn around again and pull through 2. Wrap your yarn around again, pull through 2. What does this remind you of? Doesn't it remind you of the treble a little bit? Okay, wrap around, pull through 2. You're doing that all the way back. And this is called your return pass. Okay? I don't want to confuse you. That's what they call it. You're going back. You're going back. And what they don't tell you either is that when you're doing it, kind of, give it a little, kind of make sure that, it is even. Now, I'm surprised mine is as even as it is right now because I think I missed a couple of little loops there. So wrap your yarn around and finish it. Now, what's interesting about this here, is when you go back, they're calling it the forward pass. So you see here, let me see if I can show you here without that coming apart. You see here, let's turn it this way. Here, you have all your loops. So when you've got all your loops like that, now you're getting ready to go back, or what they call it, a forward, like you're making another row, basically. Okay, so to do that, now you're not going to do any chains or anything here. The only thing you're going to do is you're going to look for your very first post right here. You're going to look for your first, and you're going to hear a lot of different names when you go look at how other people are doing this. You're going to hear post, you're going to hear loop, stitch. So I'm calling it a loop because it looks very much like a little loop. Just put your crochet hook in there. If you don't have a Tunisian hook today, that's okay. You can learn with your crochet hook. Wrap it around, pull through, loop it up there. Go through your next loop, pull it through, loop it up. Wrap it around, pull it through, and you're just going to do like that. Now the nice thing about the Tunisian hook is you see how you can start holding it like I'm holding it. I'm just holding it like that because it feels comfortable to me. Did anybody tell me the right or wrong way? No. As you know, that's how I do it, is just, what's going to be more comfortable. So I'm just going through each loop, I like that. Bringing it up. Kind of, you know, looks like a little knitting needle, which I'm loving. And don't forget your last loop. You see here? See how that's curling back? It's easy, easy, easy to miss that. That's your last loop. Okay? So now you got all your loops. Oh, I think, did I miss? I always think I missed one. I guess I didn't. I guess the other thing you could do is count. You know what I mean? If you want to. I'm not counting because I'm just actually in the middle of revamp. So, and it feels good. I mean, I did this, I've done this on and off through my life. But anyway. So now you're going to put yarn around and you're just pulling through the very first loop, and I want to call that a closure, I want to call that a chain, I want to call that, you know, you're going back. You're just not turning this. You just never turn it. So yarn around, whoops, pull it through two loops. You know, I'm doing this and the sun is going down as I'm sitting here. Yarn around, pull it through two loops. Yarn around, you're just pulling it, yarn around and pulling it through two loops all the way back. If this isn't like totally relaxing and just a lovely, and there's so many variations of this, but you can make your blocks for your blanket or sweater. You can just make them like this. Just make your little blocks. Count, you know, how many rows is it you want to do. And look, let me show you what it's looking like. You see? Isn't that beautiful? So anyway, that's the Tunisian. Hi. Yes. To close it. Yeah, so let's say you want to close this completely off, and Natasha had shown a couple of different ways. I always just tie it. I always just pull it like that, which now, because she was showing different ways, I don't know if that's correct or not. I don't think it's incorrect, because it's how you do most of your crochet, is just loop it wherever you want to end it, like that. Do your little slip knot. Now, if you're looking for more intricate ways to do this, like the stitches and whatnot, I would follow Natasha. So yeah, I'm not going to close this because I'm still working on this piece. Like, I want to keep working on this. But this is what I would do for that question. Just do what you normally do. That's not going to be wrong. But I would say this. If you're at the other, like, if you're in the middle, like this is the end. This is the end of our row right here. So let's say we go back and we do our loop-de-loops. And you're trying to close it off. I don't think you should close it off in the middle of creating a row. I guess you could, but you'd want to do your return pass, but in my opinion. So I don't know if that answers your question or not, but I can do a little research on it, because Tunisian crochet is unique. It really is. And what I want to do is learn, because the other thing she showed, let me show you. And I already know this, but I don't want to confuse you. We're going back and we're going through the loop and then pulling the yarn up. She showed, which makes perfect sense, that you can go straight through. I don't know if she went the next one, like straight through the whole stitch, like that. So instead of looping up the front part of it and pulling your yarn up, Natasha, goes straight through, and she shows you that, and she calls it a knit stitch. So I'm going to be learning that and practicing that. But it's the same concept. You're going through and you're pulling up. Okay, but I don't want to do it because I don't want to ruin my... So yeah, who was that asked that question? Was that Leighton? But so what I would do is I would close it. Oh, was Sayed Hassan? I mean, yeah, because it does make sense, doesn't it? But Yomin Hassan, what I would do is I would close it off the way you typically close off. I know there's got to be another way, but we'll find it. But that's how I would do it for now. But make sure your row is complete, I guess is what I would say. Because if you do it in, I guess you could do it in the middle of a row, because when I think of stitching like back and forth. But this is unique. Tunisian is unique. So I would make sure, because right now in these rows, we did what they call the forward pass and then the return pass. So when you return, you're completing it. So this row right here is complete. So then, yes, I would close it off here. I mean, but look at this. Why not get some nice heavy cotton yarn? Oh, thank you. Let me, Sam. Oh, thank you, Sam. Yes, thank you, Sam. Well, hello, Omi. My voice must have went up an octave for the birds to be chirping. They think I'm singing. Guess, I don't know. But yeah, so you could get some nice heavyweight cotton yarn and make a nice dish towel. But look how fast this went. Okay, so I've been on here half an hour. But again, I am revamping. Bringing you with me. I'm teaching you the Tunisian. This is, it's not new to me, but when you come back to a stitch that you haven't used, like the treble, I had to kind of remember, okay, how do you do treble? And I had to kind of look at it, and I was looking at how I do my treble. I have my books. Okay, books are good to use, by the way. These are booklets, I should say. But if you have any kind of a book on crocheting, they will have in the back or in the front of that book all of the basic stitches, which so many of the crochets, yes, we know. The chain, the single, half double, the double, the treble. These are stitches we know and we commonly use. However, if in the book, and you won't find the Tunisian unless they're using in a pattern the Tunisian. The Tunisian can be used, like I said, like for me when I was making blankets and I was making my children's sweaters like 35 years ago, I would just trip into a Tunisian. You know, but I loved the Tunisian. And I did want to do more work in that area, but I never really did. I just kind of used the stitch here and there. But yes, you can make full, beautiful pieces with the Tunisian. So anyway, I hope that helps you. And today has been a beautiful crochet day. I thank you so much for being with me. Jump on board, join us. We do the crochet, we do the creative crochet. We do a Boro Sashiko and various ancient methods of sewing, and but the focus is all on eco art. So using our recycled yarn, our organic fabrics, and this is a beautiful 100% wool. I do believe that the Tunisian works beautifully with a heavier worsted wool. And most of your instructors will be using that to show you. So with that, you have a beautiful day. I wish you love and light. We'll see you in the next one.